Good evening, YouTube. Captain Burley Slice reporting for duty with the beautiful missus. Guys, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell her how good she's looking tonight, but don't get creepy, all right? Anyway, we just did a live, and it was not the night for a live. Like, I brought the missus, I got the eye candy, I gave it a nice title, and, I'm just talking to myself, hold up. Anyway, I kind of want to do a follow-up video on the Solani aged Burley Flake and kind of do a final thoughts. I had exactly half a 10 here. Me and my brother sourced 110 from the Country Squire, and we split it. And I've been smoking it, enjoying it. I do think it's really good, but I don't know if it's quite as good to me. I'm obviously the world's leading expert in my own opinion, and I don't know personally if it is as good as everyone's saying. Obviously, a lot of the old timers are comparing it to the Solani aged Burley Flake of years gone by, right? So it was bought out, these recipes change, and the same thing is true with Wessex Burley Slice, of which obviously I'm a huge fan of, and I am going to compare to this. It's hard not to. They're owned by the same company, they have the same top note, and maybe the exact same mash bill, right? If we were talking about bourbon, but maybe the exact same leaf. The Solani aged Burley Flake says it's all white Burley. The Burley Slice by Wessex does not give a statement to exactly what Burleys are being used. So my overall impression is that it is very good. It's slightly more well-rounded than the Wessex Burley Slice. It's a little bit smoother, not quite as punchy, although the Wessex is not punchy, but I mean, this is even more like mellowed out a little bit. It's very good. I get slightly less cocoa notes from this as compared to the Wessex Burley Slice. And if you read the reviews prior to 22 or 23, whichever year it was, the reviews prior to that, everyone agreed that the inverse was true, that this was more cocoa dominant than the Wessex Burley Slice. And possibly, I'm not sure, some reviewers might today believe that's the case and perceive it in that way. I am not. So it is an excellent Burley Flake. It is right there, at the top of the list. Is it heads and shoulders above Wessex Burley Slice? No, I really don't think so. And as a matter of fact, when you consider the price of this compared to, and availability, I guess, compared to Wessex Burley Slice, within me discovering Wessex Burley Slice 3 weeks, a month ago, and obtaining what I have, I've been able to source exactly 110 of this Solani, and it was significantly more expensive than the Wessex Burley Slice. They are extremely similar, and
but for the price point,
for the price, even if I take price out of it, I personally might prefer the Wessex. That being said, being open-minded and just recognizing how similar they are, I don't know if it's worth the extra money. I'm extremely thankful to have purchased the one and to experience it, to compare it, to enjoy it, but it is different. It is a show and tell episode. I have a couple things to show off real quick.
Picking up from the knife conversation.
Yes. So for all my knife friends on the YPTC,
oh, yeah, that piece is cool.
I have a custom one-off with a really cool story made for me by a dear friend of mine, and I've never showed this off on here. What this is, I did the is again.
Mm-hmm.
It was the do, and it's the is.
Better than cocoa nuts.
Cocoa nuts.
Cocoa nuts.
209 wants me to use that one now.
Captain Coconuts.
Captain Cocoa Nuts.
With a Z.
Got him. All right, guys. So what this is, what we have here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. All right, so I had a bunch of traditional archery supplies I gave to a friend of mine. And I had this was actually a broadhead for traditional archery. And it is like really weird, old school, and very big. And it wasn't anything I was going to use. I have a good friend. His name's Mikey. And by good friend, I mean he is a dear friend. He is someone I would trust my kid's life with. I have that much respect for him. He's a great companion to have in the woods. He's like one of the only people that in the woods I could read off of him, and he can stalk and he's quiet. And I just have the utmost respect for his abilities and belief in him. I just, without question. And I gave this to him, and he whittled down this antler from a deer he took and made this awesome punch dagger, right? And then he used some spare leather because he is handy. It's actually got a belt loop in there too. I don't know if you can see that. But he made a sheath for it with a little tong enclosure,
Mm-hmm.
retention tong. Baby.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece.
That tong, the tong, tong, tong. But guys, this is one of the absolute coolest pieces in my collection. It's kind of novel. Am I going to use it for anything? Not unless I get attacked by a parrot. And I'll put out his other eye when that happens.
That was something you're going to keep, though, for the rest of your life.
I'll keep that forever and would not sell it for all the Wessex Burley slice in all the universe. You know what I mean? No way.
Completely.
But I did want to show that off. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Only one in the world like it. It's yours.
It's like Tigger. Because I'm the only one.
TTFN, that's all for now.
Guys, I appreciate everyone stopping by. I don't want to go too long tonight. I would like to know what everyone's smoking. I don't know if you guys saw it, but smokingpipes.com had a huge Samuel Gawith drop today. So I got a bunch of 1792 Flake coming in. All the cool cats have had it, and I have some of the Cobb Plug, but I've been wanting to try this 1792 Flake, and I have plenty of it coming now. So I can't wait for that because I'm really liking the Cobb Plug. Apparently the Cobb Plug's the same thing, and the Flake is just cut the Flake.
I'm smoking Dill Founding Fathers.
Yeah, what are we smoking here? Give us some.
I told you already.
Yes, tell me more. Tell me more about it. What is it?
Well, it's an aromatic. It's similar to the Autumn Evening. This one, however, is a little more chocolate. The other one is a little more caramel in the flavor and the scent, the room note to me. Very similar though, as far as strengths.
They're the same but different, man.
Right. Of course, like I said, this one's a little more chocolatey, a little more cocoa, dry chocolate, not milk chocolate. You know what I mean?
Show the good people what you're smoking it in.
Chacombe. My widow Chacombe. My little blue one.
Chacombe.
Yes,
and I have named it a Starry Night. That is my name for it.
Yeah. There may be many like it, but this one is mine.
And everybody knows what this is. This is my old workhorse of a pipe. This is obviously the Savinelli 311KS, and it has an awesome story. I've never told that story. Let me tell that really quick. The pipes are fitting though. Look how big her little hand is, guys.
Comparatively.
Transfer that to your other hand. There we go. And look at these little baby hands. My goodness. It's just little baby hands.
I have small hands comparatively.
But
you just have big hands.
I think it was maybe Hunter can correct me if he sees this and I'm wrong. I think it was summer of 2022. Could have been the summer of 2023. Me and my brother Hunter went on a trip together to the capital of the state to go to the Squire cigar shop that has been there forever. I love it. I very seldom get to go. but we were planning on going get a cigar, smoke in the lounge, and we went, and the lounge was out of order due to ventilation issues, and we bought a bunch of cigars and we smoked in his car, which even better, right? Even better. But while we were there, I bought a bunch of cigars and we were looking at the pipes. And I was looking at one of the bent billiards probably, but I've been talking about pokers. I've been wanting a poker for a long time at that point. And at that time, I don't think I'd ever had a poker before. I've been looking at the Jake Hackerts online that Jason Dagner used to smoke with his dad back in the day on YouTube. And I always thought that was a vibe. I really like the pokers. And I was looking at that one. He's like, you want that one? I was like, all right. So I bought this at a local cigar shop a few years back while I was with my brother. And it was a great day. Me and my brother have not had many days like that. Just me and him and a adventure to go get tobacco and experience it. It was great. Hopefully we can do it again sometime. So this pipe for me was purchased on a very special day. And it's a very special pipe too, because my goodness, it works flawlessly. I mean,
Can we go there soon? Is there still open?
The Squire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like driving around in Charleston myself.
I would drive. I don't like it either, but I'll take us. We can get a couple, at least 2.5 hour window, 3 hour window without any kiddos. Or we can just, we can't take the kiddos inside, I'm sure. Just a thought.
It's I wish you could have seen their Capitol Street location. Where they're at now is just like a generic strip mall, and it's still it's very nice. The location actually has parking, which the old one didn't. But Capitol Street down by the Capitol, right, is like a hand-laid brick street.
Yeah, it's quite nice,
and it's quaint, and it's just gorgeous. And while the Squire was there, it had such a vibe to it, man. Yeah, it was beautiful. I could see that. But parking was terrible, Heard some other stories, but it was a beautiful location. It really was.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Would you like to try this? In this pipe? It'd be a lot different. But yeah, guys, Solani aged Burley Flake. I want to try all the Burley Flakes that's out there. Don't get me wrong. And this one's a great one. And if it was more available and was not $25 a tin, I'm sure I'd buy a lot more of it. But at the price, $25 a tin, super glad I got to try it. I don't know if I'll be buying it again. I'll just be frank. If I find a deal on it, maybe. It's just so similar to the Wessex Burley Slice to me, and
not as available and more expensive.
Yeah, and it's not like the Wessex Burley Slice is super available. I've leaned into the whole idea that it's hard to find and made jokes about it, but this stuff's even more so hard to get. I do like the presentation of this better. This is an actual flakes, right? Whereas the Wessex Burley Slice is one big long flake rolled over on itself, and it's kind of awkward. So the presentation on this is better, but honestly, it breaks up the same. It's not.
I could see.
It's not all that different.
Gotcha.
And I wonder if I found this first, and if it was more readily available, if I'd go crazy over the aged Burley Flake, and then because I fell in love with this first, have that that cognitive dissonance, and it would be psychosomatic that I would not perceive the Wessex Burley Slice as being as good. I wonder if the timing has anything to do with that.
Possible. That's a little deep, though.
Well, that's it's certainly a thing in the pipe world. Anyone that's tasted tobacco and you didn't have to actively review it, but you pondered on the flavors and stuff, it does in cigars, in pipes, it doesn't take you long to realize the setting even can change the smoking experience dramatically.
I agree
Just
with that.
The mood you're in, what's going on around you. Pipe's something hard to force. That's why it sucks as like a nicotine delivery device. Like if you're addicted to nicotine, you're just trying to get nicotine out of this, it's a horrible instrument for that. What it is fantastic at is a ritual that teaches you to slow down and forces that slowing down, that affords you the ability to calm yourself and relax and enjoy.
Cigar would be very similar
Can be.
to that ritualistic type of thing that you were talking
I think
about.
cigars are much easier to smoke. Pipes take much more technique to smoke correctly, to keep it going, to enjoy it, to not burn yourself, to not burn the pipe up, to not have it go out constantly.
Right.
It's a lot more of an active process.
Yeah, I see that. Cigars, though, they do take very long to smoke, and ideally you don't want to let them go out, relight them, let them go out, relight them. So there's kind of a time dedication if you're going to light up an expensive cigar. So I could see how either one would be perceived in that manner.
I have no problem relaxing with cigars. I absolutely love cigars. But cigars are expensive, and even the best pipe tobacco is approachable. You know, if you want a certain vintage of aged esoterica, something you can't find except on Timbits for a crazy price, sure, you can spend a lot of money on pipe tobacco. I'm just saying, the price per hour of smoking enjoyment is no comparison.
Right. This is true.
The one thing that's different about media in the pipe realm versus the cigar realm is there's so much more talk with cigars about the plant itself. You have the exact varieties, where they're grown, what primings, very specific, things pertaining to the fermentation and stuff. And a lot of that with pipe tobacco just goes on behind the scene. There's not a lot of talk about it. You might get specific with an oriental leaf and call it a small leaf, Izmir or something, or even like the one that we just smoked here recently that had Izmir grown in, was it Thailand? I think it was Thailand. That's fairly specific, but as far as discussions about certain things, it doesn't go too much deeper than that. It's not common anyway.
Right.
Which, I'm a tobacco nerd. I want to go
in the weeds with all of it.
Yeah, I want to go down the rabbit hole. So it'd be a welcome discussion for me. I'd love to learn more. And I've listened to all the podcasts and every interview, Jeremy Reeves and Ross Roulette and Pear and all the blenders have done. So, I've tried to do research, but it's just not quite the same amount of information, and that connection to the leaf's not quite the same. But
yeah, I could definitely understand and see that.
I'm not saying that they're not as connected or don't know as much about the leaf. Maybe it's just not communicated as much.
Right.
It's not taken away from them at all. It's just the raw ingredients for pipe tobacco and cigar tobacco are quite different.
Right. I understand.
And a lot of times cigar seems better connected with the plant as a theme than pipes.
Right.
I don't think that's true. I'm just saying the communication maybe isn't there as much.
Well, it's tobacco wrapped in tobacco, so you know what I mean. So, I guess maybe that's why the presentation and such.
Very little of it has to do with the presentation. I don't think so.
Okay.
The only thing you see is the wrapper, and the wrapper's color sorted. It's not usually Maduros might be darkened up or something just for presentation, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it. That wrapper,
right. Represents less than 10% of the leaf in that cigar, and the rest of it was also very specifically blended and put in. So
right. Yeah, I understand that. I don't know. I never really thought about it, but you are absolutely correct.
I'll tell you what. I told you guys I did a live a while ago, and I was smoking. Here it is. I was smoking out of this Peterson P-Lip, and the flavor is quite different going from that Peterson P-Lip to this 311.
Told you.
And because of that, when I packed a little lighter and the smoke was a bit airy and wispy, I purposefully made sure it's not tight, just tighter. And I'm getting a lot more of the concentrational flavors right now, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want all the flavors. I want them all now. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm into. Well, guys, I'm going to cut this one off. It's been 20 minutes. I appreciate everyone stopping by. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment below. It helps me out. And Lord knows I need some help. Have a wonderful day, productive week, and a blessed life, guys. We will catch you again very soon.